Welcome to tonight's webinar, all about choosing the right bed and pillow and setting yourself up for a great night's sleep. So this is a question I get asked a lot in practice, and it never ceases to amaze me how much money people spend at times on beds and on pillows, often for quite ordinary results. Okay, and so I'm going to share with you some options that I think are really good ones. I'll share with you what I use at home, and it doesn't need to cost the world. It doesn't need to be super high tech. It doesn't need to be super expensive. So I'm going to talk to you about that. But before we get into that, I thought it was worthwhile, and I've just written down a few notes here, just talking about why sleep is so important, because sleep is important for so many different aspects of your health. And really, the reason for that is that sleep is when your body does a lot of its healing, right? When you aren't expending energy in other ways, be that digestion or movement, then your body is freed up to spend some time, effort, and energy on healing and on making a difference, so to growth as well. And so, so sleep is really important. And so as a result of that, sleep, supports cognitive function and enhances memory. And anyone who's been a bit sleep deprived won't be surprised to hear about that. Any parent with baby brain will totally understand that. Sleep relaxes your mood and emotional stability, reducing the risk of mood disorders like depression and anxiety. Okay, so it can help with mood disorders like depression and anxiety, and obviously also with lesser mood challenges as well, right? So sleep is really important for your moods. As I said, it facilitates the body's natural healing process and immune system functioning. It promotes a healthy metabolism and weight management, reducing a risk of obesity. So there is actually quite a strong link between getting a good night's sleep and maintaining a healthy weight. And that's often a piece that's overlooked in terms of people's journeys towards health or weight loss journeys. It helps maintain cardiovascular health and reduce the risk of heart disease. So we're talking about some big deals here, right? Obesity, heart disease, these are massive deals in our modern society. Supports the regulation of hormones, including those related to stress and appetite, and that makes sense. Enhances physical performance, coordination, and reaction time. So we've all felt sluggish at times when we have been sleep deprived. It supports, once again, tissue repair and growth, including muscle recovery and immune system maintenance. Improves creativity, problem-solving skills, and overall productivity, and contributes to longevity and higher quality of life by reducing the risk of chronic diseases and enhancing overall well-being. All right, so these are all things that sleep can help you with. So sleep, you really, just about anything that goes on in your body, just about anything you want your body to perform, sleep has an impact on it. All right, so making sure you get a good night's sleep is really important for your overall health. And whatever you're goaling to do, if you're not getting the results that you're looking for, I would suggest you, as part of that, look to your sleep, because it is a really crucial and important factor. So I also thought it was worthwhile talking a little bit about preparing for sleep. So as you guys jump in, just let me know you can hear me okay. If you've got any questions, by all means, let me know those too, and I'm happy to answer them as we go along. I can see a couple of you on board there, so just let me know if you've got any questions as we go along. All right, but sleep is really important, and there are definitely things you can do to help improve the quality of your sleep. Okay, so having a good sleep routine definitely helps with that. So having a consistent bedtime, consistent waking time is really beneficial in terms of your sleep. Being mindful of what you do just before you go to sleep also makes a big difference. So you want to be involved in calming activities, so reading, stretching, meditation, those sort of things can really signal your body and help you unwind and prepare for sleep. Avoiding blue light exposure. All right, so I'm sitting here right now in front of my nice bright light and my computer screen in front of me. This is not the ideal to be doing at this time of night, or especially not if it was a few hours later at night. So at the very least, put a blue light filter on for your laptop or your phone. If you are doing it at night time, try and minimize the amount that light is impacting on you, but consider going away from them altogether for the last hour or so before bed as well. Turn off your electric devices that can also impact you, not just by the blue light, but also just by the EMF radiation as well. So turn those off and move them away from you for nighttime for sleep. Keep your room dark. I know some people have different ideas around this. Some people do prefer some light in their room and seemingly sleep better that way. But for most people, it seems that a totally dark room is more conducive to better, deeper sleep. You can use lavender if you're having trouble getting to sleep. A couple of drops of lavender on your pillow can be a really useful way to help your body switch off. Magnesium as well is really calming for your muscles and calming for your nervous system. So taking magnesium or even spraying magnesium or adding some magnesium to your massage oil as you wind down ready for bed, those things can be really beneficial too. Limiting your food and beverage intake late at night is also beneficial for helping you switch off and get to sleep. So, letting your body know that it's time for sleep and for rest and recuperation, not for digestion. Obviously, minimizing coffee and alcohol consumption. Both of those can significantly impact upon your sleep and your quality of your sleep, especially if it's late at night, but really anytime throughout the day as well. And exercising regularly is great for de-stressing your body and helping you prepare for bedtime. But it's important not to do it too late in the day. And it's also important to recognize that if you overdo it, exercise can stress your body rather than de-stress your body. So there's a bit of a bell curve there. There's an optimal amount that you want to get. And obviously, as a practicing relaxation techniques such as deep breathing, progressive muscle relaxation, and mindfulness meditation. All right, so these are things you can do before going to bed that are going to help you unwind and prepare. Okay, so those are the things. I just want to touch on those things before I get started talking about the beds and the pillows, because I thought it is important for you to understand A, the importance of sleep, and B, that there's more that you can do over and above just the bed and the pillow. That's only one part of getting a good night's sleep, although it is an important part. So the first thing I want to talk to you about in terms of the bed and the pillow is your sleep posture. Okay, so one thing you want to be mindful of is the way that you sleep. And so obviously being a chiropractor, I'm particularly concerned about spine and nervous system function. And one of the things I see a lot is people who sleep on their stomach with their head cranked right around to one side, who have neck issues as a result of laying for hours at a time with their neck cranked right around to one side. Now, it may well be that if your neck is moving really well and everything is functioning really well and you're well adjusted, that lying on your stomach isn't as big a deal as it otherwise might be, because you are able to move throughout the evening and alternate the side that you're sleeping on, and as such, that doesn't have such a big impact on your body. In fact, may even help to fire some of those neck extensors and help keep your neck and your body back into a better posture. So there is some indication that maybe sleeping on the tummy isn't the worst thing in the world, but it's certainly, if your neck isn't functioning well, or if you've got degeneration there, if you've had previous trauma there, you want to be wary of sleeping on your stomach. As a general rule, sleeping on your back or sleeping on your side with your head in a nice neutral position is the way to go. And we'll talk about getting the right pillow for that to happen in a second. Okay, so be mindful of your sleep posture. You may even find, and many people do find, that putting a pillow between your knees when you are lying on your side helps keep your pelvis in a more neutral position and does put less stress and strain on your lower back. So that may be something to consider as well. And so sleeping in those positions on your back and on your side, what I generally recommend people in terms of a bed is that when you're going shopping for a bed, pick the firmest one that you're comfortable with, okay? And even to the point where it may be a little bit firmer than you're comfortable with, because you will get used to it in a very short space of time. And the reason for that is that the firmer the bed, the more it is able to support your posture. The more it is able to hold your body in a nice straight position and not allow you to slump down into the bed, particularly if you're laying on your back. Because we all know that for most of us, as I am here sitting in my office, we sit a lot during the day, whether it's sitting at work, whether it's sitting in the couch, whether it's driving the car, we're stuck in that flexed position, often, looking at a gadget, a phone, a laptop, whatever, flexing even further forward. So we spend a lot of time in our daily life in flexion. And so having a soft bed that also increases, your body slumps down into it and adds you into more flexion, is not helpful for that and may in fact be detrimental for that. Whereas a nice firm bed that helps keep you in a bit more extension is actually going to help maintain your posture, is going to help stretch out those ligaments a little bit more so that you are able to maintain a more upright posture in day to day, but also obviously maintain a more parallel, is that the right word? Posture when you're sleeping, so that you are getting some more extension going on there anyway. So that's generally what I suggest is a firmer bed. Now, the bed that I sleep on, there is a bed that you can get from Sleepy's stores here in Australia, and it is ACA approved, so the Australian Chiropractors Association approved. And I know the guys who originally did a lot of the work with them in terms of developing those beds, and they're great beds. I've slept on one of those for several decades, not the same one, but I've slept on one of those for several decades, and I've found them to be really beneficial. They're a great bed, and I don't say this because I am an ACA member. I'm a former president of the ACA here, or was then the CAA SA here in South Australia. And as I said, I know the people who are involved in this, and I am a chiropractor. But I don't recommend that bed for any of those reasons. I recommend it because it is a good bed, and because it's a bed that I have used, as I said, for decades and found to be incredibly effective, and have recommended many of my practice members and had them report positively on it as well. So it is a great bed. They have a whole bunch of different ranges now. They have expanded the range into memory foam ones and sports ones, and a whole range of pillow tops and all those sort of things as well. So there's a lot of different options you can get there now. And generally what I recommend to people is actually just the basic one without the pillow top, nice and firm. And I think that's actually probably the best one in terms of maintaining good posture. And it is, a pretty economical bed. It's not the cheapest bed on the market, but it's a long way from the most expensive bed on the market as well. And so it's a good quality bed, and that's the one that as I said, that's the one that I sleep on, and it's the one that I generally recommend and have recommended to a lot of people in my practice. So check out for that. And then the other thing to be mindful of with your bed is that you do need to replace it. So, if your bed is sort of 5 or 10 years old, then you might want to think about replacing it at some stage, because it doesn't have an infinite lifetime in which it can maintain that structural integrity and that support. So as long as it's still holding together and nice and firm, then I think that's okay to keep going with. But if you feel like it's losing some of that structural integrity, if you feel like it's not as firm and as supportive as it used to be, then that might be time to start thinking about getting a new one. In terms of pillows, the pillows that I sell in my practice, and once again I use in my bed, and the pillows that I recommend are made by the Complete Sleeper, a therapeutic pillow. Sorry, they're made by Therapeutic Pillows, and the brand is the Complete Sleeper. And then once again, they have a range of different pillows. They do have some memory foam versions of it. They have travel versions of it. And the one that I actually like the best is just the stock standard traditional foam one. I know that memory foam is a bit softer, and memory foam sort of shapes the contour of your body a little bit better. And memory foam, I suspect, probably lasts a bit longer as well. However, I find the traditional foam is a bit firmer, and as such is more supportive. And I don't really want the pillow to mold to the shape of my head. I actually want the pillow to support my head, to stay in a good posture. And so getting a good pillow is really important in that respect. And I think, once again, a firmer pillow, so long as it's the right size for you and the right shape for you, is really the way to go. So, in my practice, we'll get people to test out the pillow, to lie on it. And I'll tell them, it has a higher side and a lower side. It has some inserts that you can remove if you need to. And I'll let people know what setting of the pillow essentially is the best for them. So that's the pillow that I recommend. Once again, it's a pretty simple pillow, not terribly expensive. I think they retail for about $75, $80. And as I said, I know many people will spend, I often get people coming into the practice telling me, what do you think about a pillow? I've just bought this one and it cost me $400 and it's not great. And so I'm like, oh God, yeah, we can get a better pillow for a lot less than that. So that is the one that I recommend. I know there are others out there. Once again, I know both the beds and the pillows, there are a number of them out there that are chiropractor designed or chiropractor approved by a whole raft of different chiropractors. And I'm sure some of those are good as well. I just don't have particular experience with those. They're not the ones that I've used in my house. And they're not the ones I sell in my practice. So I'm sure there's other good options out there. I do think the contour pillow is the way to go, because it does provide, if you're on your side, it provides a bit more support up under your neck, so that you haven't got quite so much weight and pressure on your shoulder. It helps to keep your head in a nice neutral position. Similarly, if you're on your back, it helps to keep that curve in your neck, which, once again, because so many of us are sitting for such a large portion of our day, many people have lost that curvature in their neck, and that is really important in terms of the integrity of your spine and in terms of the ability of your nervous system to pass through your spine and out to the rest of your body, and pass on those vital messages. All right? So once again, obviously, as a chiropractor, that's something we're particularly concerned about. And so we want to make sure that we keep that curve in your neck because that's really important in terms of the functioning of your spine and also the functioning of your nervous system. So that's why I like the contour pillows. Once again, you want to make sure that when you are lying on your side, that the pillow height is such that your head isn't tilting down towards the bed if it's too low, or isn't tilting away from the bed if it's too high, but that it keeps your head just in that nice neutral position. And that's really important in terms of the pillow. So yeah, as I said, I know there's a lot of different options out there. Some people find that they might need a latex pillow because of allergies. There are some various more natural pillows and organic materials and those sort of things. So there's a few different options out there, but that's the one that I use and the one that I recommend as a general rule, and I've found them to be really beneficial. So that's it pretty much in terms of the bed and the pillow. The only other one that I do from time to time and recommend in the practice from time to time is playing around and experimenting with not using a pillow at all. And so that, once again, even a contour pillow does actually encourage your head to come forward to a degree. And for most of us, our heads are already coming forward too far. And so actually having no pillow, obviously not on your side because then your head's going to be cranked right across, but having no pillow laying flat on your back is a great way to encourage some more extension into your upper back and some more extension into your neck and bring your head back. You can combine that, if you wish, with a rolled up towel under your neck in order to help keep that curve in your neck. Make sure if you do it that you're not letting your chin come right up. All right? What you actually want to be is the curve in your neck, but you want your chin down and tucked, because that encourages the natural orientation of your C1, your very top vertebra. If you go back like this, what you're going to find, because what tends to happen is, for people who have got a forward head carriage, their entire neck is flexed, but then their C1 is hyperextended, okay? So they've already got a lot of extension up at that C1 in order to keep their head looking forward with a really flexed spine. And so if you put a towel under your head and your head goes back, you're bringing extension into the rest of your neck, which is good, but you're also bringing extension into that C1 up the top, which is likely already too extended. And I see that daily in x-rays. So that is a very real and very common issue. So the answer to that is the towel needs to be small enough such that it can keep some curve in your neck, but that the back of your head is still flat on the bed, so you can keep your chin tucked and keep your head in a more neutral position. So that is also a way to help keep your head in extension, help keep your head in a more neutral position, whilst also encouraging that natural curvature of your neck, which, as I said, many of us have lost, including myself to a degree. So I'm constantly doing this to try and help maintain that. So that's my advice for bed and pillow. If you guys have any questions about that, this is going to be a short one this month. If you guys have got any questions about that, then jump into my Healthy Lifestyle Choices Facebook group. You can just search that on Facebook, find that very easily. I'd love to answer any questions you've got. In the meantime, I hope you have a wonderful night's sleep tonight. I hope there's some tips there that will help you, and I will look forward to seeing you guys next month.